Okay, this is a reading for Libra. I've laid the whole thing because I'm a little bit time poor. So it's got lots of layers of cards on cards. Already, normally I do all the capping live, but I'm poor on time. But I wanted to do this from the Etruscan cave with the help of the ancestors. And it's about setting your North Star. So it's for anyone who also relates to the idea of ancestors. So don't let the Libra thing put you off. So, right, how do I do this? I'm going to put these here. So firstly, the idea of you in setting your North Star, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is beautiful. It's saying that for you, balance is what's going to be the way forward. Looking after yourself as much as you look after everyone else. Definitely giving to other people like this merchant is, but also holding enough coin back so that you're looked after. Whatever that means in terms of resources, whether it's money or your energy, you have to balance it. You have to be nurtured. If you're a healer, you need to put some more back in so that your well of healing energy is free to flow towards other people. If you're an artist, you need inspiration. If you're, whatever your job is, whatever your purpose in life is, there must be balance. That's the way forward. And that's what you're beginning to realize, and that's what looking forward looks like for you. Your root skills and the Eight of Cups, and this has come out again later on. So it's knowing, maybe recently you've had a realization that as much as you love where you are, there's got to be an evolving, and there has to be, or what you experienced up until this point, there has to be an evolution from your way of being with other people, probably to do with balance. So it's nothing to do with being unkind to the people that you maybe gave too much to, or the situations that you gave too much to. It's saying it has to evolve. It has to evolve so that I've got what I need out of this as well. And that's your root skill. And it came up upside down, but I think it was just because it was in the pack that way. Because that otherwise would mean you stay stuck, or you have a tolerance to stay stuck. That probably is part of the reading, that you are tolerant and kind and stay stuck in situations. But I think it's now pushing you, because it's come up twice, to move forward. And when I asked for clarification, we got the Ten of Pentacles, which means to move forward to your real generational wealth. What's going to keep you and everybody else in their best place, in their most supported, delighted, balanced, all parts of yourself, from the dog through to the old man, with the young people, the child, in a beautiful place. It's about generational wealth. It's about physical. This reading could be about money as well, because with the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, it does talk about money being balanced and enough of it. What to let go of is the Five of Pentacles that precedes your Six of Pentacles. Feeling left out of the church, feeling fear of missing out, not having enough. Maybe that identity is an old tired one. Maybe you want to give that up now. Maybe this is time now for you to move forward into some time when actually, because you look after yourself energetically and physically, money follows suit. Personally, this is a strange thing to say, but anyway, I'll put it out there. I grew up in a vicarage, and with Christian values, we were taught always to put other people first. We were the home away from home. We were the place people went when they were in need. This was pre-psychotherapy in a big sense. So the church was an incredibly important place for people to come and get sustenance, and our home had no barriers in a way. So I grew up, my siblings grew up feeling as if when somebody needed something, of course you gave it to them. You gave it to them with great gusto and at your own expense often, because there was no privacy, and the door was open to all sorts of people that other people wouldn't have in their home. And so we're letting go of that now. And personally, I would take it as a message for me, and maybe someone else relates to that, that it's no longer time to not have your back. It's no longer time to feel that it's not good enough to feel that needy anymore. And personally also, it was also a great sadness when we left the church. We did, when I was a teenager, and so that made me feel at the same time, I suppose for me it cemented a love of because I loved the place so much and I loved our life there. Perhaps my overgiving, my ignoring my own needs is a way of trying to attempt to get back to that place, and it's no longer acceptable. It has to be now that everything is balanced, because it's not good for other people if you put them above yourself. It's not good for you. And so this image of trying to get back into the church is very resonant to me, trying to get back into the vicarage, the church, the sense of community that I didn't always feel at one with. I was only a child anyway, but it was nice to be part of a group. Groups are important. They make us feel safe as people, and also feel supported by that group, because we lived in a house that was free because it was a vicarage, and it was beautiful. So there's that sense of wanting to get back to better times, but we're leaving that sense of neediness and all that it encompasses, with all that overgiving, with that not holding on to your resources. That's really past. We're going to find our way into that church where we know that we then experience the healing of the Four of Swords. That's not on the table, but that's what shows in the cards usually, inside a church. And how to set our North Star. Firstly, we had the Hermit that came out in reverse, but I'm just taking him as the upright because we've got a second Hermit, and that is talking about finding your true path. So thinking primarily, whoever I'm talking to from the ancestors, about what are your needs, not the needs of everybody else. The way to get yourself balanced now is to go up that mountain, metaphorically, by the light of your star, the star card, by what it is that you know your North Star is. We're doing a North Star reading. Sometimes you will only see one foot in front of the other, but if every day you use it as a practice of, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other, I'm going to do one thing that's good for me, and then the next thing that's good for me. I'm going to be slow about it. I'm not going to be hassled into my normal way of doing things. I'm going to make that a priority, that I start each day with what would make me feel right, what would be my true path, what really lights my fire. And so he's got his staff of passion. And later on, I'll read it now, we had another hermit come up, and in this hermit, we can't even see her face. I'm just going to put these here. She's got a cloak and a beautiful bell-like flower, and it's a very sort of wintry landscape. There's snowdrops, but that's what's leading her way. Flower essences comes to mind. Does anyone like those? Maybe you can support yourself with some bark or bush flower essences, or maybe make your own. It's funny to think of that, but maybe that will help. Actually, they're amazing. I love Australian bush flower remedies. I've got lots, all of them, and I use them a lot for other people, but maybe it's saying use them for yourself. Think about healing yourself with that kind of energetic medicine of nature. And then in between these two, the Chariot, which was what I clarified it with, which says, you know, do you walk between two worlds? Do you walk between this world and the world of the unseen? Do you love fairy world or the world of nature? Do you read energy? Do you need to let that have a bigger place? You are on a mythic quest. This is how to set your North Star. And it's saying go fast and furious towards your own needs. Maybe those involve other worlds. Whatever they represent for you, you have to make this your quest now. You have lots at your disposal. And with two lots of Hermit, that's a very... it's the 9, which is the moon. That's about the unconscious. You could be an artist. You could be groping your way slowly towards artistic revelations, which would be absolutely beautiful if that is the truth. And you've got a lot to say. And where it's all going, first we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is juggling worlds. That's why I'm thinking that I might be talking to people who live in 2 worlds, where you attempt or do connect through nature or places like this, or ley lines, or the Fae folk, or meditation, or just channeling of some sort. Do you connect to something in another realm, and is that what your true path is? Or is at the moment, are you having to step a path where, as you get better and better at looking after your own needs, do you need to be in 2 worlds, where sometimes you might fall back into that needy place that overgives, and sometimes but then it's going to quickly right itself? I'm not sure, because I clarified it with the 6 of Cups and the Knight of Cups, which is beautiful. It's saying that you're going to go to a place, the next phase, the setting your North Star is a place of great innocence and nostalgia. It does feel a bit like a fairy place with the Six of Cups. It's the kind of place where all sorts of beliefs from your childhood might resurface, or dreams of creation from your surface is your childhood might resurface, but that you're really going to live in them now, and that you're then going to be able to offer those to other people with your Grail cup. It feels mythic quest, it feels totally heart-centered, and it feels if you can afford yourself that luxury of really looking after yourself, then that world will become realer and realer for you, more and more real. It's not very good grammatically what I just said, but you will shore it up, and hopefully it will become a more of a real place, and one where things are more balanced. Six of Cups does imply parenting up sometimes, because you have that little kid that's giving something to an old lady. And I think what we're saying is, no, maybe with the Knight of Cups, the cup is being given to you now. It's your turn to receive. You have to open your heart. You have to start being the person that teaches other people, that you have boundaries, that you count, and then it will start to make its way into a new reality. The Moon came and the Hangman. This is a big time from these cards, along with the Hermit. So the Hermit, the second Hermit I showed you with the snowdrops came, and then the Hangman, seeing things in a completely different way. This is where you're going to be, because these are your how to set your, sorry, this is your way of doing it, is to see things from a completely new perspective, which, if I'm talking to people who are overgivers, will be by seeing things from your own perspective. And what you have to give away in this case might be the tea and sympathy. She's got a teacup here, and I'm sure the tea is all falling out, so I'm seeing tea and sympathy. Maybe you feel less empathetic to people, or you don't act on it so quickly, possibly, but certainly you're seeing things in a different way. And the full moon, which is coming tomorrow, the day after this is a full moon in Scorpio, this will be relevant whenever you see it, but the full moon, a time of blessings. This is a very commanding moon, and it talks about receiving. You give away to receive. So both of these cards mean giving away to receive. The Hermit means leaving your community, leaving the way that you've always done it in order to receive. And in this moon, both the wolf and the fox, the tame dog and the wild animal, beast, wolf, fox, both listening intently. She's got 5 stars and something on her breast. I'm not sure what the other thing is. She's got her hands out to receive. There are these white flowers again, the white flowers that we saw in that Hermit are now surrounding her completely, and this is how you set your path. So it's saying really listen to the wisdom of those flowers, of that other world, of those fairy people, of those bush flower remedies. Listen to nature, listen to the what might be unclear to other people, but which you can really hear, because the crayfish is listening. Everything is listening, and there's so much of these white flowers here, abundantly ready for you to receive them. I don't know whether it focuses. And both your world and your tame part can get them. So this is what you're being asked to do. This is how you receive. Is don't be nervous. So that's 3 9s, 2 hermits and a moon. Don't be, and in fact, the Hangman, no, it's not. But 3 9s, it's saying this isn't an emergency. The emergency is that you have to be able to be tolerant of things not being completely clear at the moment and doing things in a new way. Then we had the beautiful Knight of Coins as your ally, that's got these kind of shards of light all around it, a bit like I keep saying, kind of glinting off the cards as I'm playing with them in the sort of greasy screen of my phone. And it's saying really look after yourself and connect to those that really tend. So the Knight of Pentacles is not fast, he is slow, and he's got that coin in his hand, and he's going to grow something amazing from it. And he can do the daily stuff that requires, there's actually a pyramid in the background, which is fascinating. He can do what is required daily in order to grow something as great as a pyramid. wisdom is great as a pyramid. And then we've got this lovely Six of Spells, which shows 6 wizards and warlocks and shamans and witches and wise people looking at this beautiful dragon that has cracked through. And it's like, it's reminding me of, I recently had some pigeons, have 2 baby pigeons on my windowsill, and I'll be excited to go back to them. And it was such a beautiful process to watch from an egg to these, the day before I came here, they flew. And this is that kind of energy of something new is hatched. In this case, it's a little baby dragonlet. I think they call them I can't remember what they call them, but they're not dragons, there's something else in this. But he's a beautiful, adorable dragon. Is it like ley lines? Is it this new passionate part of you? Is it that all of your ancestors, as we're in this ancestral cave, are thrilled that you're finally getting to it, that this egg is hatching, that you're going to make yourself valuable, that something really powerful has awakened? And it might be small like that little baby dragon at the moment, but we know how great it's going to end up being. It's so gorgeous. And then here we've got the Six of Wands. Hold your head up high. You are now moving into, that's another 6, like the 6 of Pentacles. You're now moving, and the 6 of Cups. This is a time of great happiness and sort of peace. Oh, the sun is hitting my leg as I say that, and it feels so warm and lovely. Balance is coming. This will be you coming down from that hermit's quest back into the village, or in this case it looks like quite a kind of dramatic entrance. And interestingly, it's a woman on a camel, and I wonder who it is. Let's have a read. And she's being hailed by her community as somebody wonderful, and she comes with the 4 of Cups and the 8 of Cups again at the basis of your reading, daring to go on that kind of walk that the 8 of Cups does, that the hermit does, to walk away from what you love in order to really get what you need, who you really are. And the 7 of Swords, where we've got a little boy escaping up he's like up a rope away from somebody who might try and steal something from him. So his childlike side, so the 6 of Cups, your wonder and your connection and your ability to connect to these other worlds and this creativity is what's going to keep you safe. That's where your power is. It gets you up and above in a surprising way so that people can't get to you. So don't lose sight of that. The 8 of Cups, don't lose sight of this mythic walk that you've got to go on. Are those birds? They almost look like planes. No, they're birds in the sky. You must walk away from the way you've been and reinvent it. And the 4 of Cups encouraging you to just grasp this cup, these 8s of Cups. And then the 6 of Wands, you will be hailed. I'm interested to see from the book what the 8 of Wands says here. Sorry, the 6 of Wands, which this is this card of success. 6 of Wands. The Lord of Victory, Jupiter in Leo. Victory, honour, recognition, support, endorsement, pride, success. A woman holding a flag rides a camel in a procession. 3 men play flutes in solidarity, welcoming and celebrating the woman and her entourage. The whole scene feels like a parade. The woman rides high, matriarchy, I'm just saying, holding the flag with pride. This card is about the accomplishments of a quest or an endeavour. There may be recognition about a project from supporters. With this card, there is a sense of pride and self-confidence in the goal that's been reached. One may be put on a pedestal or perhaps even receive an award because of the job you've done. Just think it's you coming, you might well do, and it's you coming back down from that mountain. I want to read the 7 of Swords. I've only got a couple of books here, and I'm just seeing if they've got a different take. It says stealth, lies, trickster, secrets. Keep this card close to your chest. Maybe that's the message. Be quiet about these changes. A young man stealthily descends a rope. He's got a bulging bag. Is he sneaking out of the room or leaving the scene of the crime? It's interesting. I thought he was escaping somebody. This card is hard to divine. It can describe a deception, fraud, or secrets, or the need to be savvy and use discretion. Keep your ideas close to your chest. A trickster may be scheming. Perhaps it's as casual as a white lie or a blatant theft. Be mindful of manipulative actions that may cause you harm. Use caution, be aware of all angles, don't overshare the details of your project. I think that's what it is. Or be too open, someone could take advantage, or perhaps you're the trickster, wanting to break the rules and outsmart the foe. Just keep this close to your chest. People aren't going to be invested in your change. You're just going to have to wait. They'll get used to it. But I think at the moment, don't explain too clearly what you're doing until you're sure of your position. And then the Eight of Cups. We've not got much to go. We've got two Eight of Cups. Let's see what they say to this. A figure has gone over a stream, by a stone spire, over a stream crossing, a big bag on their back, retreating into an eclipse night, avoiding detection, regeneration, abandonment. This card meaning is connected to walking away from something that has been close to your heart, whether that's a relationship or a project. It's run its course and a conscious choice has to be made to move on. It no longer works, and there is a final understanding of that. One may require to retreat to gather resources before coming back to reassess. A spiritual quest could be helpful. A change is almost certainly inevitable or necessary. And then, well, we know that, and just keep it quiet at the moment. And then the Four of Cups. I don't know why I'm guided to read that, which is about grasping an opportunity. And it says here, apathy, boredom, withdrawal, disconnect, self-absorption. Next to her, a potted plant is growing. She's surrounded by beauty of nature, yet seems to take everything for granted. This appears when someone is feeling apathetic and disinterested in the daily routines. There's too much fun and excitement. And then the Four, with the Three and the Four, is a reality check, back to work after a vibration. Boredom and discontent dulls the senses to a point where everything is refused, even what is valued. It's time to contemplate and reevaluate one's emotions. Offers magic that is everywhere within even the mundane. So rather than taking this message and thinking every day has to be like, you know, personally for me, sitting in a Tuscan tomb in the middle of the most beautiful countryside, you can find that every day through your quest. Don't be put off if it doesn't feel heightened every day. You can find that every day. And then here we've got the fairy godmother, which is your wishes are being granted. It says to me, because we're in this Etruscan cave, that there's some ancestral wisdom coming in, some fairy wisdom. Fairies keep coming up, so the other worlds. Something is coming, something really wants to help you, and something that can grant all your wishes. So be open to that. Some presence that feels only good towards you. Is that part of yourself? Is that what you've always tried to be for other people? And is it time to put that spotlight? Because I'm getting that spotlight. Let's see if I can get it on me. Is it? I can't see my face. Is it time to put it on you? The fairy godmother who's got her wand here with all her sparkles, which is like fireflies at night round here. You've got to put it on you now. That's wonderful. Give all that generosity to you. And then finally, the ever-evolving mystery, release the joy. And I'm going to read the book from this one, which is so beautiful. It's got two flamingos, and then two who are kind of white, and then a flower, and then two birds. It's reminding me of my pigeons. Of course, I'm so connected to the ever-evolving mystery, to the bird world at the moment, having watched these birds. So this says, the card you've been selected shows 4 pink and white flamingos lolling about in warm waters. 2 kestrels are delicately perched above on mangrove branches that form heart shapes. A pensive frog is tucked away on the bottom right, floating on a branch, while a snail and a tree crab make their way up to the left of the tree. Hovering in the middle of this scene is a pale green and white orchid. The sun is just above the horizon, separating day from night. The 2 mangrove trees send their roots into the nourishing waters as their branches outline 2 distinct dimensions. It's like that 2 of Pentacles, the 2 dimensions. That's so interesting. Life is a mystery, and most of us are unaware of why things happen. Even more perplexing is why we make the choices we do and live out most of our lives on autopilot, unable to stop all the drama that surrounds us. Why do we humans accept anything less than love, health, and happiness? Interesting question. The orchid teaches us that the only true relationship is with yourself, and your own true home and sanctuary is within. It's there that you can access your original programming and answer all your questions. So this is really good message and medicine for anyone who's wanting to reconnect, like we're being told to, and be our own fairy godmother. So it's only within. It's there that you access your original. The true home and sanctuary is within you. There you access your original programming and answer all your questions. The outer world still whizzes by with all its sadness and insanity, but you are able to remain strong and stable. Nothing outside is permanent. Everything is subject to change. What is important is to learn how to adapt and to change with grace. People come and go. You attract them like a student chooses an interesting class and you learn from the associations. Know that this is part of your individual course curriculum, your personal frequency or soul purpose, so to speak. Others will mean well and want to be helpful, and can be sometimes, but at some point you have to find your own way. So who were the first lot? You attract them like people come and go, and you learn from some who come and go, and others try to be helpful and can be, but at some point you have to find your own way. So this reading is really saying we're not being codependent anymore. Others can't change you, you can't change others. We come in and out of each other's lives, but the true relationship is inside. The Kestrels remind you to be patient with yourself during these transitions. Now is the time to leave the duality paradigm. And didn't I just say paradigm? And did in the last reading if it wasn't this, and see past its limitations. How do you do this? The first step is to clear yourself of any past agreements and practices in which you have given others your power. Okay, I'm going to really repeat that. How do you give up the duality paradigm and get past its limitations? The first step is to clear yourself of any past agreements and practices in which you have given others your power. Release and revoke any protocols that are not for your highest and best good. You may have to start back in childhood, like that Six of Cups. Start back where you were initially. That was our, well, we can look back and see that was our root skill. So you may have to start back in childhood, letting go of any limiting, pointless or negative thoughts that do not serve you, such as bad relationships, health problems, financial issues, family dramas, and anything else in your life that's energy draining. Maybe you learnt those all like I did in a vicarage in a way, as much as there was joy. I think this is really worth listening to again. When you do this, make sure to reclaim any past energy that was invested in these beliefs. So pull it all back, do a shamanic reclaiming. You do not need to buy into those limiting paradigms anymore. Bring it back. If it started in childhood, like I think we are talking about here, even though there was strength there, so when you do this, make sure to reclaim any past energy that was invested in those beliefs. As you let go of the above, you might notice that people in your life will change and new and healthier and stronger relationships take their place. Your flamingos are paired off, and this might be time for you to do the same. This could be a love relationship, a partnership, or even a closer relationship with yourself, self-love. The frog comes to tell you to pursue your dreams, establish your voice, and sing your song. Are you a writer? Are you a singer? Pursue your dreams, establish your voice, sing your song. Just like the tadpole, embrace the wondrous new stages of your life and stun not only others, don't shun others, and stun not only others but yourself as well. No matter how your life unfolds, you will be stronger, happier, and more able to send joy and love out into this dimension. Let the sun, your higher self, guide you on this path and light the way to your destiny. You'll be stronger and happier and more able to send joy and love out into this dimension. Let the sun, your higher self, guide you on this path and light the way to your destiny. And your affirmation is, I am proud of who I am and acknowledge my inner and outer beauty. It couldn't be more perfect. This is a beautiful suggestion, and I hope that you will take it. I'm certainly going to. See you again.